I am covering my face today because I just realized I did not shave. I'm doing a pretty poor job of it, so you'll excuse me. So yeah, that happened. I'm not supposed to show you that I didn't shave. My girlfriend will be very, very mad at me. Now this is going to be kind of annoying now. You know, maybe it'll look better if I get some proper scenery. I mean, some more proper attire. So, for the moment, I am going to put up this ad. I'm booking birthday parties and corporate events. Hire me. Give me money, and I will show your kids how to draw. And stuff. And it'll be great. Now, unfortunately, I can't really wear headphones with what I'm wearing right now, so here goes. I figure if you're drawing Disney villains or anything Disney, you should kind of, get with the. I gotta create a second camera for this. Oh, this is ridiculous. Hang on a sec. Anyone friends with Bill Farmer on Facebook? All right, there we go. Now, without further ado, there is a lot to do tonight. And I mean a lot. So, let's get this party started! I can kind of hear the music a little bit over here, where I am. So, let's start things off with the Horned King. I think some of the original, get the mic closer to me. One of the original character designers was Andreas Deja, who you probably know if you know anything about animation history, as the guy who animated Scar in The Lion King, and the dude who animated Jafar in Aladdin. I've never drawn the Horned King before. The Horned King, I should say. Is that... didn't quite come out as expected. My girlfriend is Stephanie Mimna, and if she joins, just remember, I did not shave today. But mum's the word. Don't get me in trouble. The Horned King is kind of starting to remind me of Galactus for some reason. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, share it with your friends. Excuse me. You want an all-nighter. I'll tell you what I want. I want a Fanta. I want a Fanta. That money bin toy that I have in my room by my bedside, I want that to be real. I just spit on my tablet. What happened to the music? Okay, good. John Hurt was the voice of the Horned King in the Black Cauldron. I have to raffle the money bin. Yeah, right. I don't think so. Somebody wants to I mean, no, that's mine. You ain't touching my money bin. Nobody is touching my money bin. Finders keepers. I mean, like, how tall is this dude? Raffle it off to my followers. Some of my followers are in India, believe it or not. Now, if I lived anywhere near India, I would be glad to raffle some stuff off. Because there are people in India that can, you know, that could use a little bit of, you know, help with certain things. I mean, hey, if I gave something to them in a raffle, they'd probably be able to, you know, get something to eat. if they sold it or whatever. But you know, I'm not shipping anything 10,000 miles away because not without it being paid for. Can't afford to do stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll give him a cauldron or something. Yes, I can. I can save the world one drawing at a time. Well, sort of. Hi, Zach. Zach has a book out. Zach has 2 books out. Check them out. Friendship Sanctuary and Warren Lane. Yes, I will do bar mitzvahs. I'm being serious. Of course I'll do bar mitzvahs. I'll teach you and your little bar mitzvah boy or girl how to draw. And as part of the Drezen Draws birthday party, corporate event, etc. packages, I am introducing a thing called Create a Character on the Spot, where me and your party guests will create a character from scratch that's never existed before, and I will draw it. So yeah, we're gonna leave this cauldron off to the side. Yeah, that's locked. Now what we're gonna do is I don't wanna screw with any of the stuff I've already drawn. So I'm just gonna make a bigger canvas. This could potentially be, as my boss would say, a pain in the tush. But I will be thanking myself later. Drawing my big toe looking like a superhero. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I draw toes. It's funny you bring it up. Actually, I was thinking, you know, do I draw this horned king with feet? And I don't think he actually has feet. If he does, well, they certainly rotted away along with, spoiler alert, the rest of him in the movie. Let me see where I'm at. Okay. When you work in Adobe Illustrator, it's good to see where your blob brush settings are from time to time. Cape and everything. Oh, what was that thing that Edna Mode says? No capes! Hudson wants to do another drawing session at library. You down? Yes? Yes? When? Let me know. I'm down. I'm totally down. We also have more things to talk about. Nothing which I'm going to mention here because I haven't thought of it yet. But you'll see what I mean. I don't know if he has a tongue or anything, the Horn King, but we're gonna give him a lizard tongue anyway, just for good measure. Just for good measure. See if we could maybe get some of the Suffolk County crew out to the library, like Pete and Brendan. Oh, actually, I think Brendan is from Massapequa, if I'm not mistaken. Now maybe we'll bring Jason along too, because you know he needs to get back into drawing shit. Pardon my French. In case there's any little ones watching at this hour. Feel hype. Saturdays are usually good for me. Sundays, not so much, because that's usually the day in which my girlfriend is off, and, we try to do things, if not during the week. But, Saturdays are very good. Saturdays work for me. And yeah, Kids Comic-Con, let me tell you, I think it was the first responsible show that I ever did. It's been my favorite show to do. Second one being Long Island Comic Book Expo, because Greg just, brings the crowds. He really packs them in there. He knows how to advertise. I mean, Kids Comic-Con, they know how to advertise too, and I mean, they have a great community over there by the college. I mean, I love Alex Simmons. He does a really great job putting that show together. I mean, it's like, even if you're not into comics per se, I mean, there's something for everybody. I mean, my sister really enjoyed herself when she came with me last year.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Nick.
I feel like this horn is projecting out too much. Now Nick and Kate in particular are pretty accomplished artists themselves. Yes, I definitely have something in my head. And let me tell you something else. You don't want to see what's inside my head right now, because it will spoil it. It will spoil things for everyone else. I don't know if you got that thing that I've been trying to send you. I don't know if it's going through or not, or if the I don't know. Something's wrong. The email channels are crossed or something. But my email does not want you to get my email of things that have things in them. You probably know what I'm talking about, but
no rush, no big deal. Hi, Jay.
I can't go too nuts here only because I got...
Hooray!
Probably the same brain as Goofy or Pluto's. Well, you're not far off. Incidentally, now, we're the only kinds of people that would know this, but I seem to keep surprising certain people with my ridiculous bag of trivia for a lot of things Disney. Because, to be fair, nobody has more insane amounts of Disney knowledge than Dave Gerstein, J.B. Kaufman, Jerry Beck, and There's at least one other guy that I'm forgetting. And most likely... Oh god, what the hell's the guy's name? Scott McQueen. Or I can get some free digital pens. Are we talking like Wacom pens, or are we talking some other kind of digital pens? I'm just curious. Do not like this. And speaking of Wacom, they just came out with this this new Slim Pro pen. I'm not really in a rush to get it because, to the best of my knowledge, it doesn't work on my tablet here that I'm drawing on, the 22-inch Cintiq. So it's one model too old, I think.
Hi, Adam.
Also, another good place to check if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud account. There's a market where you can get digital brushes, and they might be included with your Creative Cloud subscription. So that's something to look into also. I think I'm gonna do, because he looks a little doesn't look quite right on the bottom. Technically, I should not be allowed to do what I'm doing. But because this is Drezen Draws, I can do whatever I want and get away with this crap. Whew. I smell an all-nighter. I smell something too. I'm not gonna say what it is. Let's see if I can let the suspense kill you on that one. Unless whatever it is that smells kills you first. You guys know my pal, Plush Lucky, and chances are, if you've come to any of the shows that I've done, you may have also seen the likes of Kelly Gordon, his wife Jennifer, Jay Scribble, as well as Sebastian Bonet, and most notably Fat Guy Inc. Fat Guy Inc. is made up of Brendan Shaw and Pete Vasquez. I love those guys. They are just terrific people to be around. They're hysterical, they're very talented, and Pete has something of an unhealthy obsession with Plush Lucky. Steve Franzel.
Hi, Steve.
Teen Spirit. Hey, I honestly, if Kelly is still trying to figure out what it was that I was alluding to, he'll wish it smelled like Teen Spirit. But yeah. Anyways, Pete has had a habit as of late of kidnapping Plush Lucky. Plush Lucky doesn't really like that. I think it's hysterical because he keeps referring to it as the puppet. We're at Fanfare in New York City, and he's walking around doing a live video. And he goes to Neil Adams. He's like, "Watch out for that puppet! Watch out for the puppet!" And then when I went to go see Larry Hama, I'm not gone from my table more than 5 minutes. I'm with another guy, another artist, John Klimiuk, whose last name I may have just butchered. So I apologize in advance. I meant to ask him how he pronounces his last name. Another thing to put on my to-do list. But I went to go see Larry Hama. Then, I was standing off to the side while everyone's online to see Art Spiegelman. And in comes Pete with Plush Lucky. He's like, "Hey Rich, your table's missing something." And I'm like, "You son of a..." Well, of course I'm not going to repeat it here. Occasionally, I keep forgetting at times that I'm 34. Which means people that I graduated from high school with are watching, might be watching this with their children. So I'm I don't want to sound like I'm about political correctness, because I am the last person that's about political correctness, but I think when it comes to kids, you don't... There are just certain things that kids don't need to be exposed to. Especially not all the time. There's enough negativity in the world, there's enough online bullying, there's enough real-life bullying going on, where it's like, you really just don't need that crap. You turn on CNN, and if there's kids in the room, who knows, maybe some expletives will fly, but it's just, it can be miserable these days. This goofy hat is making me itch. I still gotta do this guy's lion mane, and I think really... Let the only ways that I can do that is by kind of approximating it for right now, just so that this way I have, you know, some kind of frame of reference. Because I don't save my digital pencils. I just don't. It takes up unnecessary file data, especially with everything that I've put into this damn thing already. Alright, what else are you guys saying? No, yeah, I mean, I'm thank you for getting me back on track, Nick. I'm not a huge fan of Black Cauldron. I mean, the Horned King is really the highlight of it. Gurgi is kind of annoying, and the main characters aren't really anything to write home about. You know, maybe it would have been something had Tim Burton stayed working on it, but of course, he went on to do other things, and he was back at Disney a few years later when he released Vincent and Frankenweenie, which everyone remembers now because it was remade into a full-length feature film. I'm gonna do some shading on this. Oh boy. I done goofed there, didn't I? It's like you draw a leg of the cauldron in one place and then, you know, you think you're doing it in another.
Hi, Kyle.
And it just sort of gums up a few things, you know, when you realize, hey, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. And you're like, well, damn. I don't know what you guys are watching on TV these days. I don't have TV. What the heck is this? Okay, nothing important. But, you know, I have Netflix, I have a projector. I still have my Optimum username from when I was living with my folks. So I could log in and watch TV online anytime I wanted. I just don't, because there's really nothing on that I like to watch. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on Netflix, wherever I can get it, because I've binge watching Kitchen Nightmares. I'm sorry, I love Kitchen Nightmares. I think some of it's very inspiring, and some of them is... The Black Cauldron is not popular with nostalgic critics. Yeah, it is what it is. It's I applaud Disney for having done it, but let's be real. It was made at a time when they were not doing well, like at all. Like they were just little by little, the animation department at Disney was being totally phased out. I mean, it had been on that road since about 1956, when Disney's live-action film production began to exceed his animation film production. And keep in mind, TV is still in its infancy. And the TV cartoons that are on are, quite honestly, not really made for TV cartoons, with the exceptions of Crusader Rabbit, Rocky and Bullwinkle. And more would follow, but quite honestly, most of the cartoons you would find on TV in those days were theatrical cartoons that were sold to television. So you had all the Terrytoons, you had some Walter Lantz stuff, you had the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, which was sold to United Artists. You had Harvey Tunes, which was made up of a package of Paramount novel tunes. And I mean, getting back to the Black Cauldron, you know, I applaud Disney for experimenting and trying to make something along the lines of what Ralph Bakshi was trying to do with his fantasy films, Wizards, Lord of the Rings, things of that nature. But, you know, you would think Disney would just come in swinging and killing it, but instead, they did just the opposite. And the Black Cauldron proved to be such an abysmal failure that it was pretty much locked away until about, oh man, like 1998. It was released in 1985. Like, I mean, if you have an early VHS release of Pinocchio, which came out on home video in 1985, you will find on those early Pinocchio tapes a trailer, a theatrical trailer for the Black Cauldron. You know, and I mean, it was a huge gamble. 'Cause it spent way too long in production. I don't like that color. I like that better. I mean, it's like this guy is death incarnate right here. He's got to look like death. More muted colors, the better. I'm watching this on TV. I know. I'm binge watching the Twisted Tale. I can't speak tonight. I'm watching the Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat on YouTube this evening. Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat is, wow, oh my god, it's like the first time I watched it, I was like, I cannot believe that no one is talking about this show. Like, I mean, you and I, Nick, we're both Facebook friends with Milton Knight, who directed some of those shows. And, you know, I mean, I love Milton. He's a wealth of animation knowledge that people should take notes on. I mean, it's like everything Milton posts, whether it's animation related or not, it's like, you know, he finds out which artist did which painting or whatever, and it's like, it always leaves me wanting more. I'm like, wow, where does he get this stuff? I mean, obviously, he doesn't have all these paintings, you know, because nobody's that rich to have all these paintings. You know what? I'm gonna scratch the tongue. Forget the tongue. But his near encyclopedic knowledge of art is just like, hell, even you, Nick. I mean, I'm amazed at the stuff that you're able to dig up. I'm like, wait a minute, I never knew about this. I gotta pay attention to you guys. You know way more than me about certain things. But Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat is amazing. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. And
Hi, Alexis.
let's see, Robin Steele. Yeah, I've heard of him. I don't know if I heard of him through Twisted Tales, but I've definitely heard that name, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of really gifted individuals in animation. I mean, of course, there's always going to be a few turds in every punch bowl. Chunky. Yeah, but anyways, quite honestly, there's so much history. There's such a rich history to be explored in every conceivable way. People you can learn from, the people you learn about. I mean, it's when you find out that somebody worked on something that you watched growing up, you're like, wait a minute, you worked on that? I'm gonna be here a while. Yeah, it certainly wasn't, getting back to Kate's point, Disney screwing up more than once. Anyone see Brother Bear? Make sure Aaron Blaze never hears what I'm about to say, but I just really could not get into that movie. The dude can draw animals. I mean, hell, what am I talking about? Nick Pizzega here has drawn more pictures of Bambi than I think there are in the entire movie, and every single one of them is a winner. Like, winner, chicken dinner. And I'm not saying that to kiss ass. I'm like, you know, Bambi is like one of the greatest Disney films ever made, and certainly the most infamous. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what your politics are. I mean, Trump goes on about making America great again, but and hasn't. But Nick has made Bambi great again, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, when Bambi came out on DVD again for the first time in 2005, I wasn't really, you know, like, yay, you know, I mean, I'm not looking to collect Disney movies or whatever. Then I saw it for the first time since I was like 4, and I was blown away by it. I'm like, holy crap. Nah, man, you know, I mean, you're putting in some really good work. I mean, you're pushing yourself to draw every single night, to animate every day, and I mean, these are things I should have done when I was your age, and I mean, I was busy blowing my money on crap and not really getting anywhere because I was disorganized. But you have a vision, you have a dream, and you're going for it. And I mean, I'm slowly starting to catch up in that department. I mean, for the past 175 consecutive weeks, I've been publishing Lucky Zilla comics. No, wait a minute. Is that 175 or 6? I forget. I'd have to look, but I won't because Kelly's gonna start yelling at me. He's like, Rich, you're not focusing. Why are you not focusing? I got you on my big TV, and you're going on about how many Lucky Zilla comics you've published. My hand is starting to get tired. So much hair. Luckily, when I draw the Phantom Blot, there really isn't any hair to contend with. I don't know, maybe Jay would know this, or maybe you would know this, Nick, who was the supervising character animator on The Horned King. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Andreas Deja, because, I mean, he would definitely get hit with an assignment like this. I mean, he's... Well, first of all, if it's Andreas Deja, I mean... Andreas Deja can do anything. Andreas Deja could animate a kitchen sink, and it would be the greatest achievement in character animation since Olaf. I don't care what any of you think about Frozen. I think Frozen is a masterpiece of animation intrigue, and I think Olaf is easily one of the most memorable Disney characters ever put in a film. I mean, if you don't believe me, then watch how the kids respond to Olaf when they see a picture of him. Come to think of it, why have I not drawn Olaf yet? That's something for me to consider. Oh, man. Andreas Deja is the Chuck Norris of character animation. That's a good analogy. I'd almost like to think that, in some respects, Dave Alvarez is the Chuck Norris of illustration, which, in a lot of cases, he is. I mean, if you don't know who Dave Alvarez is, look him up. Dave Alvarez Studio. Check his stuff out. It will blow your mind. I mean, even his unused concept art for DuckTales, you wonder, why the hell didn't they use this? I'll tell you something right now. If Dave Alvarez is the Chuck Norris of comic books, Neil Adams is the Michael Jordan of comic books. And if you don't know who Neil Adams is, well, you need to do your homework. Suddenly, I want noodle soup. Anyone here like ramen? Oh, that looks good. You want to hear something funny? None of you can see this, but up here is the file name. And I try to save my files before I go into production just so that this way, you know, I don't have to do things that make me look unprofessional by saving this and figure out, oh, where am I going to save this thing? But I saved this in the Phantom block file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here to the proper place, because I'm a dummy. How did I not see that? The things I do to entertain you people. My goodness. Let's see what other comments we have. Why haven't I drawn Olaf? Well, quite honestly, I haven't done a snowman-themed episode yet. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Ow! Oh, darn.
There's so much data in this drawing that I can't even affix a proper signature to it. Look at that. Alright, moving on. Gotta give my hands a rest for a second. I heard the Horn King was supposed to be Skeletor's older brother, sent to another dimension by the sorceress before Prince Adam was born. You know, it took me an extra minute or two to realize that you were talking about He-Man, because, to be perfectly honest, I did not grow up with He-Man. He-Man was just a little before my time, before my state of consciousness of what cartoons were. I saw Mickey Mouse. I knew what Mickey Mouse was. But if you showed me He-Man, I wouldn't have the faintest idea what He-Man was. Oh my god, I got too much loose ends in here. Oh yeah. So gotta get some reference through for the Phantom Blot. Normally I print all this stuff out, but lately I'm just like whatever, because I want to keep the flow going. Now, the Phantom Blot is, in my opinion, anyway. I think Dave Gerstein and I had this conversation not too long ago about how the Phantom Blot is like one of Disney's oldest villains. And in my estimation, the most underrated. Because he's just so great. It's so cool. Anyways, I'm not drawing, am I? Well, let's start drawing again. Oh, where did my blob brush go? There it is. I just love when you can't find the things that do the things that you need said things to do. Oh, darn. Sometimes the pressure sensitivity takes a nap when it shouldn't. It's very aggravating. The Phantom Blot first appeared in the Daily Mickey Mouse comic strip back in 1939. And he became a staple in the Mickey Mouse comics for decades. And the only way that I found out who the Phantom Blot was when my mother came home from presumably Caldor with a bunch of Disney storybooks to read to me and my sister. And one of them was Mickey Mouse and the Phantom Blot, where Mickey's a detective working in a big city, and he's got to uncover the mystery of all these broken cameras. And the fiend responsible for the broken cameras is the Phantom Blot. And I found out through more research just what a long-standing relationship that Mickey and the Blot have had over the years, particularly in the international Disney comics, stories that were written and published specifically for the Italian market. And then some, particularly in Italy, is where I'm seeing a lot of Phantom Blot stories coming from. Because Dave Gerstein is an archival editor for the Disney comics published by IDW. And he was telling me about this stuff as it was coming out. I'm like, yeah, so they came out with a new Mickey Mouse comic. He's like, well, it's not new. This is what it is. And so I started digging into them, and was like, wow. Why wouldn't they publish these stories on American shores? The easy answer is, I don't know. You'd have to ask the Disney company back in the day why they didn't really put such an emphasis on it. Well, you know, I mean, it's just one other product that they put out. Even more interesting than the Blot's appearance is what he looks like without his mask. And I'm not going to draw that. I thought about it. I'm like, am I going to draw the Blot without his mask, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna, plug a few projects that some people I know are working on, and hopefully you guys will check them out, because they're really something. Those international Mickey comics with the blot. He also, and the Phantom Blot is a he, appeared in an episode of DuckTales in 1988. He was piloting a submarine. He also later appeared on a handful of episodes of House of Mouse. Nick, you read a lot of comics. Have you read any of the Phantom Blot stories? Maybe you happen to know which specific children's book I'm referring to. It was published in 1991. I forget, though. I'd have to check the date. Stop using pronouns. What, do you think I'm Daffy Duck up in here? Would you like to shoot me now or wait till you get home? Shoot him now! Shoot him now! You keep out of this. He doesn't have to shoot you now. Aha! Pronoun trouble. I'm getting accused of pronoun trouble over here. Somebody alert the pronoun police. Rich Drezen's out of control. What's he using all these pronouns for? Pretty soon there's not going to be any pronouns left to go around. Jeez. Shame on me. Shame on me and my pronouns. The hand is too big. Yeah, the Gottfriedson stuff I haven't really gotten to just yet. Only because I'm still trying to work my way through all the Uncle Scrooge and IDW Mickeys that I've bought within the last 2 years, which, not so surprisingly, I still haven't got through. Kelly, I haven't even read your book all the way through, Just Blaze. I love the art. I think it's terrific. I just haven't gotten through it. Here's what we're going to do. To shoes, because ultimately all of this stuff is going to be black. So that's a challenge all on its own. We got some new comments. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you on the writer's block. I mean, I suffer from writer's block more times than you can imagine. I'm listening to this track that's playing right now, and I swear it sounds like it's out of a Sonic the Hedgehog level. I'll tell you what was a really great storyline from the Italian Mickey comics that are being republished by IDW was Dark and Blot. I'm not sure if it's Mickey Mouse numbers 14, 15, and 16, or 15, 16, and 17. I just remember it was a 3-part storyline. There might actually be more parts. So it might have continued from another story in some other place, another time, a galaxy far, far away. Okay. Now we got what we need there. That, my friends, is a phantom blot worth writing home about. Whew! Man, oh man. Ooh.
Hi, Christian.
Love the music. Where did you get it? Epidemicsound.com. Draw Captain Marvel next. No. Captain Marvel was not on the list of candidates for tonight. Captain Marvel is not a villain. Commission start at $50. No, I will not draw Captain Marvel. Yep. And Let me show you what we did beforehand. We did the Horned King. Yay! Christian Baez, who just joined at the tail end of this episode, is a talented artist in his own right. He's the creator of Dan and Dorky Guy, who incidentally appeared in 2 Luckyzilla strips. One of which was made in Christian's home state of Virginia. So,
Check it out.
you finished early. No, well, I finished, man. Sorry. He's an obscure Disney villain. He counts. What do you want from me? Toothpaste? Yeah. We should find a way to make toothpaste a villain somehow. Imagine that. A villain that steals all the world's toothpaste. That would be heinous. Absolutely heinous. So, that about brings us to the end of another exciting installment of Drezen Draws. As per usual, we are now booking birthday parties and corporate events. For more details and or to reserve, message us or visit us at drezenmedia.com. We also have a phone number, which I'm going to show you here. There's the phone number. I'm going to make it small again so that we have consistency. We love the consistency. The consistency is good. Consistency is good. Because it's supposed to be there. And when they're not there, they cause a lot of problem. So, that's it for now. And, let me see. I'm tired. What are we doing next week? Next week, I'm not doing a show because I need a break. There are some big doings about, as I keep mentioning on this show. The Luckyzilla board game is design on the Luckyzilla board game is complete. And I'm just putting all of my pennies away because I think come April it's going to be in production. Don't quote me on that just yet. You'll know when the game is available. When I say it's available, although I'm looking to do pre-orders in the not too distant future. Also, Luckyzilla number 12 is in the works. Royal Flush is going to be appearing in his first story strip, actually. And we're getting closer and closer to what's going to be Lucky's 200th strip. Yeah. I've been doing it for that long. But in the meantime, I'm going to get going because I need to relax. My eyes are bugging out. My dogs are barking, as my dad would say. So, that's it for now. I mean it. And don't forget, we're booking for birthday parties and corporate events.